Let's take a look. 4 potential surprise cuts the Browns may make after training camp. This is from an article that Randy wrote for Dog Pound Daily. Number 4, Demetric Felton, running back. Number 3, Nick Harris, center. Number 2, Jacob Phillips, linebacker. And number 1, A.J. Green, cornerback. And, you know, Green is a guy, whenever he's had the opportunity, he's played well. Take us through kind of your thought process with the article and who you think. Do you think any of these guys could potentially get traded? I mean, some of them probably have value for a late-round pick potentially if they're not going to be in the Browns' plans.
I would think Phillips and A.J. Green could definitely have some value to them. Felton, I think right now he's kind of got that running back 3 spot locked in, but you never know what might happen if another team releases somebody they like, a little bit more of a veteran player. Felton, I think it's kind of hurt him that his a lot of times versatility is a great thing, but I think it's hurt him a little bit that he kind of spent a little time at running back, spent more time at wide receivers, bouncing back to running back. So I think if somebody that's kind of played running back more than him gets cut, you might see the Browns make a move there. Nick Harris, I think, you know, he's just unfortunate the injury kind of take him from being a starter to being on the bubble. Luke Whippler is younger. His contract is longer, so I think that, you know, he's probably going to have the edge over Harris, and I don't know that you're going to keep 3 guys on the roster that are just pure centers. And then as far as Phillips has just really struggled to stay healthy. I think he's got the talent, but he's just had a hard time staying on the field. But him and A.J. Green, I think, could be in trouble for the same reason. They're just kind of further down the depth chart, but then they're going to have to try to beat out guys who are special teams aces. You got Matthew Adams at linebacker, who actually has experience with Bubba Ventrone. And so I think that he ends up making Jacob Phillips expendable. And the same thing for A.J. Green. The Browns have 3 really good corners with Ward, Newsome, and Martin Emerson. So A.J. Green's already looking at being kind of the 4th guy. You know, Cameron Mitchell's there. He was a 5th-round draft pick. He might have the edge because he was drafted this year. And then Mike Ford, who they signed from Atlanta, is another really, really good special teams player. So I think because of that, it could hurt them trying to make the team. They're going to want those bottom of the roster guys to play special teams, and there's 2 aces right there that could steal spots.
The other thing that's going to be really interesting, this roster, the back half of it has been upgraded. There are going to be guys that don't make the 53 that get, and probably multiple guys who get cut on cut-down day, which is all at once, who probably get claimed and make another 53-man roster around the NFL.
Yeah, and I'd kind of alluded to that in the article that in the past we're used to seeing the Browns kind of scour the waiver wires for, hey, how can we fill out the bottom of our roster? But Andrew Berry's done a good enough job that I think they're going to be a team that now there's so much talent. They're going to be one of those teams that has to cut players that other teams are going to be kind of having an eye on this guy and say, hey, does he fit our roster a little bit better? Can he help us? So it's a good problem to have a good roster, but at the same time, you're going to see guys, you know, that can play that might not make the team.